Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. Doing a new video today, and this is going to be something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a tour, quote unquote, of my battle jacket. Now, I got this jacket from eBay 2 years ago, and I've worn it quite a bit, at least the past year or so. Now, I tried sewing all this shit on myself, and needless to say, I'm not a seamster at all. But I was kind of going more metal, like in the 2019. I just decided to like rev it up a little bit because I was wearing a lot of like bowling shirts and shit. I was trying to be like some kind of weird whatever image, I don't know, like trying to go a little bit away from the metal image and like kind of rockabilly or whatever. But I think I like to balance it out. I still like to wear some of that stuff, and I like to have sideburns and shit. I tried growing my hair out 2020, and considering my hairline and how long it took to grow the front, I decided never to do that again, so it looked like shit. But anyways, here's my battle jacket, what I had envisioned myself getting in 2019. I finally got it, and it was just this jacket and then a bunch of the patches, so like Black Sabbath, Queensryche, Death, Merciful Fate, Dio, and a few of the other ones, but I bought the majority of them afterward. It had Manowar and it had this Iron Maiden one, but anyways, so let's just start from the top. So I put some Megadeth buttons on there, and then there's this movie one. Don't remember what this is about, but it's some kind of, my friend Doc gave it to me, like I don't know what it is exactly, but it's some kind of science fiction or fantasy thing, I don't even know, but decided to wear it anyway, put it on there anyways because it looked cool. The only poser thing I have on here, probably because I don't know what the hell it is, or I can't remember. So I got a Megadeth button, and I'll get into those Megadeth buttons in a little bit. But we have Star Trek Next Generation communicator pin. I'm a fan of the Next Generation. I don't really like the later Star Treks that much after that period of time. Kings of Metal, Manowar, even though people might think I don't like Manowar because my video years back, but I'm actually a huge fan. And somewhere in time, Megadeth, as I said, and we got this gamma ray thing. Now this gamma ray, I used to have a gold version of this, and I lost it in about 2002 because I went to Prague Power and I got it with their US premiere. They sold it at the merch booth. And then I lost it because I had this leather jacket stolen from the college I went to. Really depressed about it. It took me years to literally find it. So I finally found it. It has like a yin-yang and all this shit on it. It's cool. But I bought the silver version instead. Now here's Manowar, or actually there's some more Megadeth pins. I'll get to that in a minute, like I said. The reason why, kind of a weird OCD thing I did. Anyways, I don't know why it's upside down. Here's a Manowar one my friend Abram gave me. It's pretty fucking cool. It's probably rare, I would be willing to wager. So we have Iron Maiden, I think that's a matter of life and death, but whatever. I think that came with the jacket too. They were all unsewed on, so I had to have my friend, she sewed them all on. So here we have Misfits Fiend Club. It's an iron-on one, And then it's kind of funny. I did this for a reason. This is like a Rollins band, Search and Destroy, because that's his tattoo. I did Henry and Glenn Forever, like the comic, because I thought it would be hilarious. So you'd have Henry and Glenn Forever, the comic book. Kind of makes fun of Glenn Danzig and Henry Rollins. So we have Judas Priests. It's the 70s logo. I thought I'd keep that one. Arcturus, Esfera, Sphinx, Hymn Symphonia, or whatever. My favorite album by them. Listen to it a lot of times in the winter. Have another Megadeth button. I'll get to that. Misfits button. Die Die My Darling. Bathory, Bloodfire Death, which I think just looks cool. Like I'm wearing the shirt right now. But It's probably not my favorite Bathory necessarily, but I like everything, you know, up to including Twilight of the Gods and Blood on Ice, and, you know, a lot of the Norland is pretty good too. I like the black metal and the Viking metal period equally. I'm not some kind of power metal wanker that just likes the Viking metal. It's kind of like when people say they like Dio more than Ozzy Sabbath. It's like, well, dude, Ozzy Sabbath was pretty progressive and way more like varied and stuff, and, you know, I don't understand it quite. Whatever. Queensryche, original logo, came with the jacket too. Death, that one came. Always been a fan. I've been a fan of Queensryche, you know, since I was a child. My brother liked him. He went to the Live Crime taping in Madison, Wisconsin, so pretty cool. I almost went. So Death, you know, I like a lot of the early stuff. The progressive stuff I like more, but there's other bands like Bathory where I like the early stuff just as much. But I like Death. Merciful Fate, one of my favorites with King Diamond and everything. Dio, self-explanatory. Dirty Rotten Imbecile. See, I tried to get as many bands on here as possible that I kind of just like really got into early on and stuff. It was like, I never had a battle jacket growing up or anything, so it was kind of like this childhood, adolescent dream that I kind of indulged in by getting all these patches. I still love the first 3 DRI albums, EPs, whatever you want to call them, or 4, or whatever. Black Sabbath, you know, everybody likes Black Sabbath, of course, and that's a Ozzy era one, of course, because I actually like Ozzy's era better, even though I think Ozzy and Sharon are douchebags and stuff, but whatever, or especially Sharon. So, another DRI pin. I've had this for a long time. This is actually, it looks kind of shitty, but yeah, I've had this quite a long time. That Megadeth, another Megadeth one. Wasp pin right there. So I think did we do that side? I think we did. Okay. So here's the other side. So you got here's a band I really liked. So this is remnants of my bad sewing job. But as I said, my friend, she got this all sewed better. In Solitude is a newer band I really like, you know. I once said the first In Solitude is the best album I've heard in 20 years. I'd say Heat's last album is now, but I still like this In Solitude. Occult rock, Merciful Fate, you know, mystique. They have a mystique about them, you know. It's kind of like first Bathory, first Danzig album, first. Trying to think of other ones. Like, I'm not talking about the sound, but like this mystique that they built. Like this feel. It's hard to explain what I'm talking about. But anyways, I don't have to explain that in this video. Wasp, another one. One of my favorites the last couple of years, especially. Slayer, the original Pentagram Slayer. This one came with a jacket too. So I can point out all of them that came with a jacket. I believe the King Diamond one did too. Of course, I love King Diamond. Motorhead, I think, came with a jacket. There were a couple that came with a jacket that I didn't want to put on, like Van Halen, even though I like Van Halen, which is like, it just doesn't fit. Halloween, I bought that separately. It's a EP. I used to have this, and I tried to like super glue it on my old leather jacket I mentioned earlier. It was a disaster, but I did. It fell off and stuff. Emperor, you know, it's like my two favorite 90s like bands right here, like Blind Guardian and Emperor. It's just something about those bands just are the best. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to see some more patches actually on the side too. So Voivod, you know, I love Voivod. I think they're the best progressive, whatever band you want to call. It's just so influential to my life. Astronomy Domine. Saw on the Headbangers Ball as a kid. I was like, got into Pink Floyd because of that, which launched anything involved with prog, which I'm kind of sick of in some ways, but I still like a lot of tech bands and stuff. But they're still one of my favorites as far as that, whatever you want to call them. Unclassifiable. Gamma Ray. I have another one. I just thought this was cool. It looked cool. I think it came free with my other. I think I have another Gamma Ray pin or patch somewhere. I don't know. Can't remember. But of course, I love Halloween, Gamma Ray, Kai Hansen. I didn't like the last Halloween album that much. I thought it was a little overwrought. Judas Priest, the 80s logo. And here is, speaking of Danzig, here's the crystal skull or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that he used from Sam Hain and Danzig. I thought it was cool to have that on the back. And we go on the other side here. Glenn Benton for president. I've had that for years. It came with Stench of Redemption. When I went to Chicago, what was it called? What was that record store? The famous metal record store in Chicago. I forgot what it was called. That's where I bought it. That album, and it came free with that pin or patch. Or maybe it was the album before. I can't remember. Celtic Frost, that's how they pronounced it. So I'm mispronouncing Celtic, but classic. I love it. I just like it. I've listened to them more lately too, especially for some reason I got into this like early black metal kick, or thrash or whatever. Speaking of that, one of the most controversial things about this jacket, and I hesitate. You already probably know, but it's Metallica. Okay, this is why I bought all the Megadeth pins. It's like equal out the Metallica-ness because I don't have a Megadeth patch. I'm kind of a dork, so. I just thought it looked cool. I was getting into Ride the Lightning. So 2019, I got back into Metallica, like for the first time in decades. And I'm just like, I just want to get like a battle jacket with an old school Metallica patch. So I bought this. I don't believe it came with the jacket. I bought this separate. Creeping Death. I think Ride the Lightning is probably my favorite. I don't know. First four are pretty interchangeable for me. I think they're all classics, even Justice. Then up here, a little bit of different stuff. Sisters of Mercy. Little gothic rock, another Megadeth pin. I don't know what else I have here. I'm trying to find more stuff. I think that we might have covered everything. So what else is there? I don't know. I'm trying to look. My grungy couch. Let's see. Thought there was another one, but I'm trying to. I think that's about it, So, if you see me around, you'll probably know from this jacket, I just love the image, there's this 80s metalhead image. So it kind of evolved into this role-playing character I play. Nerdy as it sounds, tabletop role-playing game I play in this game that takes place in the 80s. Instead of a Metallica patch, I have a Venom patch in the game, though. But this battle jacket is like halfway to what I'd be wearing if that character was for real. It's a teenage metalhead character, so it's kind of funny. But I think that's I love Queensryche, like I said. I wanted to have equal metal and punk, and stuff that kind of was formative to me on this jacket. It's like this is kind of the basis of a lot of stuff I got into. I mean, I'm into way more bands than this, of course, but it's kind of where I wanted to go with this. I just wanted to kind of have this almost sort of retro 80s and somewhat 90s too. I mean, the newest band is In Solitude, and they sound like an 80s band. So I don't know, but yeah, that's my battle jacket for you. I still like to dress non-metal sometimes too, but I like to dress in a lot of metal shirts and stuff nowadays. I just, since I'm working at home, it doesn't really matter. I still wore metal shirts at my job before because they don't have a dress code, but again, I was trying to be a little fancier sometimes. Now I just don't give a shit, but I'll wear, on a date, I'll probably wear a bowling shirt or one of those rockabilly things or whatever the fuck you want to call them, because I kind of like looking nice on a date, of course. Yeah, anyways, I'm kind of disappointed today in something related to that. But anyways, that's about all.